Hello everyone, how's it going? And welcome to this very special Wild Rift video where I'll be checking out the brand new 2v2v2v2 arena mode that's coming to Wild Rift in patch 4.4. This brand new mode is going to change everything that you know about Wild Rift. It's absolutely amazing. You get to team up with someone, you fight against 3 other teams, and you get to see who is going to be the last one standing and who is going to get eliminated first. So excited to bring you all this content, and as always, if you enjoy the content, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, before we get actually into what is arena mode, there's a few things that to notice, and there's a few things to know with the mode before we even get into the gameplay. Now, when you start off in this mode, you can see that there are some icons, there are some things that I'm a little bit unsure about. It looks like you can only select from a certain few number of champions. They don't actually give you the whole list of champions to select from. So you can see here, I can pick from like Yone, Leona, Hecarim, champions like that. There are like 2 little other icons here, which I'm not really too sure what they are. I know this is the team icon. This shows you what team you are, because every team has its own icon and its own name, which are preset by Riot themselves. I'm not really too sure what these 2 icons are. I haven't really seen them before on PC League arena mode, so very interested to see what they are. But I can switch to any of these champions as well, so maybe it's just extra champions, or maybe it's just something that's just put there at the moment. So you can select from only a select few champions. The champion that obviously you pick, you'll be able to play throughout the entire game, and you can't pick your runes or summon spells. There's no runes in this game mode at all, and there is only 2 summon spells that you can go, which is Flash and Ghost. That's it. You can't go any other summon spells. No exhaust, no ignite, nothing like that. And then you'll see when we get into the game what it all looks like, and I'll explain everything you need to know about arena mode before you get into it in patch 4.4. I'm not too sure if there's going to be a whole ranking system for arena mode like it is in PC League of Legends. I would love that. I think that'd be absolutely amazing. It'd be really awesome to see what players are going to climb up and reach the highest rank. But this is it. This is the 2v2v2 arena mode. Now, you have different phases. Now, there's a lot to take into note on this screen, so I'm going to explain everything that you see on this screen. So the arena that we're in at the moment is called the preparation arena, or like the prep arena, whatever you want to call it. It's basically the arena that you can buy items, you can select your augments, which I'll talk about a little bit later, and you just get to fight everyone. So maybe you can test out your augment, you can test out some of your items or anything like that. But this is before you actually get into the battle. So when you first get into the game, don't worry about dying or losing health or anything like that, because it actually doesn't matter. The first thing you want to do when you get into the game is buy your first item. You can see you start the game off with 1,500 gold. So it's really important to just not bother about attacking, just buy your first item. And that's going to be obviously really important for your first battle that's coming up. Now, there's a little bar at the top here. Hopefully you can see my mouse a little bit. There's a little bar at the top here which has a countdown timer, which shows you how long you have in the preparation arena, and then it has some different icons. These different icons indicate what is coming up next in the battle. So you have some preparation rounds and you have some battle rounds. So at the moment, this little gold sign is just showing that I can buy items, I can spend my gold in the shop. This next one is a little minion icon, which shows you the battle arena that's coming up. And then here you have the augments. You have these little cards here, which are augments, which I'll talk about a little bit later on when the augments show up. In the top left-hand corner, you have everyone's health. So everyone starts off at 100 health. Every single time you lose a round, you're going to be losing health until you go all the way down to 0 health, and then you will be knocked out. So you'll have a 4th place, 3rd place, 2nd place, and a 1st place right at the end of it. So like I said, most important thing when you get in is obviously going to be, buying items, making sure that I was just like a little bit like, oh, okay, we're attacking already. But I realized it's a little bit different to how it is on PC League of Legends. But I was like, I'm going to buy my boots first, get my boots underway. And you can see once there's like 4 seconds left, they'll put everyone in stasis, and then you go into these arenas. Now, there's 3 different arenas, if I'm not aware. There might be 4. I can't remember off the top of my head. But this is one of the arenas. So all of these different arenas, all these arenas are different. They're all going to have, you know, different ways and different hazards that are going to come up. Things like Kane that you'll see a little bit later on. Yone as well is going to be one of them hazards. So you have different hazards, and they are different to PC League of Legends as well. I know PC Leagues has like Neferi and Set and Lux. These are different on Wild Rift, so you might want to keep an eye out to see what the hazards are going to be in this mode. But as you can see, there's no jungle camps, there's no nothing. It's just an all-out brawl, and you know, you'll see as you get into this that it honestly is just an all-out brawl. It's absolutely insane how crazy this is. There is a little vision trinket as well that you can use. You can see the 25 seconds up here. This little vision trinket that I can use. Now there's a timer at the top, right at the top, which tells you how much time you have. And basically when that timer, as that timer goes down, a ring of fire, as you can see now, a ring of fire will get closer and closer into the center. And that ring of fire, if you step outside of that fire, will deal damage over time. So you do have to be very, very careful. As you can see here, we're just fighting out. We're going to win out this round pretty easily. Over time, the ring of fire will get closer and closer until it gets into the center. As you can see, we can win the round. Now, the cool thing about this mode in particular is I don't think you can do this on PC League, but you can actually spectate other people's arenas once your fight is over. So say you quickly win a round or you quickly lose the round, you can actually click the spectate button and spectate other fights and other battles that are going on just to see how other people are getting on, which I think is a really, really cool concept. Right, let's talk about augments. These are all the augments. You have 3 different types of augments. You have these basic ones, which are like silver ones. You have these ones, which are gold, and then you have the prismatic ones as well. So these are different every single game. You're not going to get a standard silver, gold, prismatic. You're not going to get a standard gold, gold, prismatic. It's going to be different every single time. So you can start off with a prismatic. You can start off with a gold, like you can see here. You can start off with a silver. It's going to be different every single game. Now, these augments are going to be giving you extra stats throughout the game. Whether you can see here, scoped weapons gives you extra attack range. Banner of Command helps you empower your allies briefly. Or you can get something like Firebrand, which indefinitely burns your enemies every single time you deal damage. So every single augment is going to be different. I believe that they said that there are different augments from PC League that have come over to Wild Rift. I assume that some of the PC League ones are just really hard to kind of move over into Wild Rift, so they probably have to change them or maybe add some new ones. So we'll have to keep an eye out to see, you know, what new ones are going to be coming in. But there are so many different ones that it's very difficult to name every single one in the list, because I don't think I'm ever going to get into that many games where I'm going to get every single augment that's in the game. But these augments are cool. It basically changes your playstyle completely in this game mode. So something like scope weapons, for example, and you do have a refresh at the bottom as well. So if you don't like the options of your three little augment things, then you can refresh down here as well. I'm not too sure if this refreshes after every single round. I know on PC League you only get 2 refreshes throughout the entire game, so you do have to be careful and make sure that the refresh actually refreshes every single augment round. Or it might be a case of you only have 1 refresh throughout the entire game, and that's basically it. So you do have to be very, very careful. But you can see the 2 losing teams as well. They're down to 90 health, so you do lose 10 health every single time. So something like this, you know, something like scoped weapons. I can use scoped weapons now. So now with Yone, I'm going to have the extra attack range, which is really, really cool. The great thing is that you'll still be able to buy, and the most important thing is you'll still be able to buy in augment rounds. So even if you have an augment round, you can still buy items because you get gold every single time you get a kill. Now this is another one, another battle arena. This is a Spirit Blossom battle arena, and I'm going to talk about these little things here, which are little plants. They're like little health plants. These things are very, very powerful. There's different health plants around the map. You saw some on the first map as well, very briefly, but these health plants basically give you restoring health, and if you're at full health, then they give you a shield on top of that. So when you're battling through the arena, make sure you prioritize this health crystal or this health orb, whatever you want to call it, over anything else. It's so important to make sure you get these, because healing up over time in such a quick, short mode when you're going to lose a lot of health and you're going to be bursting down with health very, very quickly. You can see here, I get a huge massive shield now that is going to benefit me throughout the rest of this fight. It does decay a little bit over time, so you do have to be obviously a little bit careful. As you can see there, it decayed quite a bit over time. But still, you know, I think it's very, very powerful. You want to make sure that you keep an eye on it throughout the entire game. You know, as I mentioned, they're going to be in different places around different maps all the time. As you can see here, we're just going to attack the Yuumi here. Yeah, little Yuumi, you got no chance, buddy. No chance. I do have like 100 and, well, I do have 200 ping, by the way, so it is that little bit difficult to make sure. But yeah, there you go. 200 health. This is so cool though, the spectate feature. I think it's really, really awesome. So you can actually see here very briefly. Oh, you could have seen it there very briefly. Let me just quickly go back, and you can see like a different arena there, and that different arena is going to show you the different health plants. Like these things here, these are the things you want to prioritize across the whole map, because getting these to heal yourself up or give you a shield are going to be so important. You also have some blasting cones there as well, but you can see that's the center of the circle that is going towards there as well. So yeah, spectate feature is pretty cool, so you can keep an eye on everyone else as your fight is pretty much over. And then you get into another round, and again, this is going to give you 1,000 gold. So these little gold rounds that you can see up here, they're just going to give you 1,000 gold. So you can see my gold went from 400 up to 1,000. So it gives you 1,000 gold just to buy items. Now I know the items in PC League are different, in terms of it's different from Summoner's Rift to Arena mode, but in Wild Rift it seems that everything is pretty much the same. You can still buy components, you can still buy the same items, they still have the same effects. I'm not too sure if that's going to change over time, but I think it will just be, you know, kind of that at the moment, and we'll have to see from that. We're in the ice arena again, so this is the same. You can see that this is where the ice arena's health orbs spawn. So you can see here, I'm just going to attack the orb again, get that little bit of a shield, which is going to help me against this Riven. You see it does decay over time, so you do need to be a little bit careful. Ghost is a bit of a weird summoner spell to have in this mode, to be honest, but hey, not complaining at all, I guess. Nice little Ghost there to help out, which is quite awesome. There's a leaderboard there as well, and I think the leaderboard is actually going to be quite important as you go throughout the game, to be fair, because the leaderboard is going to show you what other augments other teams have taken. So say you're going to get into a fight with a team that you're not really too sure what their augments are going to be, you can see here, then it might be a little bit difficult to actually, you know, maybe kill them or anything like that. So you can see here that in your preparation phase, not only can you obviously buy items, you can also select augments, and also you can keep an eye on the leaderboard, because it's going to show you what everyone's buying, what everyone's augments are selecting, and then you can scout around to see if you can maybe you know, buy an item that will counter their augment, or you can select the next augment which will counter their augment. There is a lot of strategy in this game that I think, you know, people over time will definitely get used to. So you have your things like Die Another Day, so you gain the Die Another Day spell, so it creates a zone where no units can die for 4 seconds. So it's basically like a mini Kindred ultimate, if you're familiar with PC League of Legends. But some of these are obviously going to be really, really you know, impactful, and some of them are going to be super important. Like that one definitely caught my eye, you know, being able to select a field and no one dies in that field for 4 seconds. It's pretty cool, to be honest. I mean, I'm really looking forward to this mode. Obviously, this is only a little teaser to the mode because I have very high ping. I don't have matchmaking at all or anything like that. So it can be a little bit difficult. Now, here's another new thing into this arena mode. These are called hazards. Now, these hazards are going to be different in pretty much every single arena once the arenas go on. I don't think the arenas pop up for the first 2 or 3 rounds, as you saw. It normally pops up in like the 4th round and above, and these hazards are basically going to change the way you play the map. So for example here, Ezreal, obviously, as I mentioned, these are different. I think there's Ezreal, Yone, Kayn, not really too sure who else. Maybe there's a K'Sante one. I know there's 3, but I'm not too sure what the 4th one is, or maybe there's just 3 in total. See, adventure and treasure. So for every 3 rune treasures picked up, Ezreal casts his ultimate at the enemy team. So he's going to drop little treasures around, as you see, as you walk around, and he's going to be dropping the treasures, which is going to be really, really cool. So again here, I'm just waiting here to actually collect this health orb. Again, this is probably going to be the strategy every single time to select the health orb. But you can see the little treasures here that Ezreal are dropping, these little tiny treasures. So I was like, oh, I can go over here, I can pick this one up, and I can pick the 3rd one up, and then True Shot Barrage into the Thresh, and it does a bunch of damage into the Thresh. So it's very, very cool, to be fair. It's a really cool hazard, and it might be a very difficult to try and play against, especially if someone has control over the Ezreal. Maybe you have like control rounds over the Ezreal. which is pretty cool. Very, very nice. But every single, like I said, there's only a few arenas, and every single arena is going to obviously put you into the center of that arena. Again, we got 3 more augment options because we got the little icon at the top, so we know that it's going to be so Tank It or Leave It, Searing Dawn, and also Soul Siphon. I think Soul Siphon is completely broken on Yone, by the way. Look at this, getting crit chance and lifesteal on critical strikes. It's like Yone just, I'm not too sure if this actually doubles Yone's crit. Like you pick up Soul Siphon as the augment and it doubles the crit as well, which would be pretty cool. You got like Searing Dawn, which marks your enemies, which allows them to take more damage, and you can critically defend critical strikes as well, giving you a chance to reduce damage. So again, you see that little strategy. You can see what I mean by like little strategies. So if you're against champions that are building a lot of crit chance, you could say Tank It or Leave It, which you can do. You could critically defend using your critical ray, max 60% chance, giving you a chance to reduce damage, and you gain 20% crit chance. Or this means like if you build crit at the same time. So it's really cool. Like it depends on what champions you're picking. It depends on what sort of strategy you're going for. And again, before you get into the next round, you can look at everyone's augments, everyone's items before you get into it. So you can give a quick scout before you're going to get into it. So like, look at this, gain 30% bonus damage or 30% Omnivam upon your partner's death. Like some of these are wild. They're absolutely crazy. I'm in love with them. Absolutely in love with them. So back into the Snow Arena again. It does seem like there's only 3 arenas, Snow, Spirit Blossom, and the other one. I think there's only 3 modes. But you can see all the HPs at the top, all the health pools at the top. So you can see my team at the moment is on 100 health in the top left. Then you got a team on 60, a team on 90, and then a team on 50. You can see Sion here is extremely tanky because of his augment, which is kind of insane. So again, you can spectate. You can see other ones as well. Oh, this might be the 4th one. I think this is the 4th one. This is the other one, the Fire Arena. So yeah, there might be 4 in total as well. But again, you can see here, like, the health orbs, like the blasting cones. They're so cool. Like, it's such a cool concept that Riot has brought into League of Legends. And as I mentioned, this is coming to Wild Rift, the next patch as well, in patch 4.4, which is super, super exciting. You can see here that like I don't think nothing has changed in terms of items or anything like that. Like, I'm seeing all the same items, all the same build paths. You can even buy... it looks like you can even buy boots enchants as well. So you can even buy like probably stasis as a boots enchant, which I guess is going to be very, very powerful in this mode. So it really depends on what you want to prioritize as an item in general, which will be really, really cool. This is the Spirit Blossom Arena. Going back here again, the Spirit Blossom Arena only has that one little health crystal in the middle that you have to be a little bit careful about. Yeah, I like I said, I'm really excited about this mode. I'm trying to find the differences between the 2 modes as well. Obviously, like I said, it's a bit difficult for me because there's no matchmaking. I lag in games, and it's very difficult to actually set up to try and get all the different augments and maybe get a list of League of Legends augments or Wild Rift augments at the same time. But there are some differences, as you can see. Things like Ezreal being a hazard now is completely different, and you'll see other ones later on as well. Items are different to PC League, because obviously they changed all the items in PC League, but Wild Rift, it seems like they kind of kept to the same items, same boots, and the same boots and chants as well. But the main concept of the arena modes is exactly the same. There's 4 different arenas. You got the circle that's going into the center. You got buy rounds, augment rounds, everything like that, which is very, very cool. What I've actually just realized is that I didn't realize this until like right now actually, but this little icon up here actually shows you what team you're playing against next. So this minion icon is this team. So I'm playing against Sion and Yone next. The team before was the Poro team, which was Riven and Sion. So there you go, there's another tip as well. So you can actually plan ahead of time, and you could check the augments for that one team before you actually get into that fight. There you go, there's a tip for you all as well. And before you get into it, there is a little tip of what you're going to be able to get. But you can see all the items here. Nothing has changed at all. Everything is exactly the same. There's no new items, no changes to items. Obviously I have some of the new items in here, like Chemtech and the new gun that's coming into the Rift. We do get Ezreal again. as the one where we have to collect all the treasures that Ezreal's going to be dropping around. You can see all the little treasures. Yone's going to pick up one of them. And then this little treasure thing, you can see the scoreboard at the top as well. And this little scoreboard will show you how many treasures both the teams have picked up. But I didn't need the treasures this time. 1v1, boom. Mumu ultimate into Yone ulti, or Yone ultimate into a Mumu ultimate, I should say. And boom, everyone is dead. Full crowd control. No one can survive at all. Now these ones are cool. So these are the prismatic ones, and I think the prismatic augments change the way you play the game completely. Like, they give you some absolutely crazy like alternatives and some crazy stats and whatever. So like True Shot Prodigy, when you damage an enemy from far away, automatically fire True Shot Barrage at them. Like, imagine if you're playing someone like Caitlyn and you're shooting from like far away, or you're using your ultimate from far away. Absolutely insane. Feel the Burn, which is gain to Feel the Burn spell. Now these are something that actually replaces your ghost. So this ghost can actually be replaced by some of these new summoner spells. So this one is you cast Ignite and Exhaust on all nearby enemy champions, which is disgusting. And this one is your attacks grant you 10 movement speed, stacking indefinitely, and you gain attack speed equal to 10% of your movement speed. So you can just run around. I mean, I can imagine this being insane on someone like Master Yi, where you're gonna have so much attack speed, so much movement speed, and it's just crazy. It's absolutely, yeah. These prismatic augments, they change it, as you can see. I mean, obviously you have to pick some that are suitable to you. So, you know, if you're playing a melee champion, there's something like Feel the Burn is going to be great, which is awesome. But yeah, prismatic augments in general, and you can see here that's the new icon there at the bottom, which is Exhaust and Ignite basically in one. Now, one thing to note is that you'll see here that next up I have a white battle happening. So this is like the fight before, where I faced the minion team. Now I've got the white X. The white crosses, or the white battle marks, basically mean the team that I was supposed to play next has already been knocked out. So this is basically a free round for us, and this free round basically means you can save up your money, and if you have a gold round next, you can save up your money this round and get that 1,000 gold in next round, because I'm not going to fight. I'm going to win the round already, and these two teams are going to face off against each other. So you'll see here what happens is we'll get into it, but we're not actually against anyone. You can see here, we're not against anyone at all. Our Set is the other one. Set is the other one, where I wasn't even able to test Set. I don't think I remember reading Set's one. Hit Set to 0 health to make him punch in the direction to the enemy team. Oh, okay. So this Set 1 is exactly the same as PC League of Legends. So yeah, Kayn, Ezreal, Yone, and Set. I think they're the four hazards. You'll see Kayn a little bit later on, and Yone a little bit later on as well. But we saw the Ezreal one already, where we have to pick up the treasures. The Set one is obviously we have to take Set low enough on health to for him to be able to activate his second ability. Yeah, this is just me walking around and just like having a look around the map and see if there's anything that I can spot, any differences. You can see my attack range now. It's kind of busted on Yone, no? Like, it's probably the same range as the first ability on Yone. This is Yone's arena. You'll see a little bit later on when I use it, but this Yone arena basically spawns a bunch of siphons everywhere that you can actually walk over, and when you walk over, it automatically activates Yone's third ability, which is kind of cool. So yeah, that next round was a free round for me. You know, I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to do anything in particular. I'm just buying my items. I could have honestly gone, look how much healing I have, by the way. Because of my augment, I'm like 4 HP and like 2 auto attacks because of my augment. Some of the augments I think are going to have some crazy interactions, and this mode's going to be so fun. So look, this is Yone's one. So you touch Yone's spirit and then you'll be unbound. So basically you get Yone's third ability for free. And yes, this does mean that you can use double Yone's third ability on top of each other. So you'll see, I think you'll see it here as I'll use it. I'll actually go on the third ability, and then I'll use my third ability again. So I'll go here, and then I'll walk around, and then I'll use my third ability again. So I'm double siphoned. So it goes back to there, and it goes back to that one. It's so cool. Like, I don't know, just the little things like that just make me giggle, to be fair. You know, just being able to walk over, you can get a siphon, which is, you know, really cool, or a soul, whatever you want to call it. Yone's third ability. I don't know. Like, I think this mode is going to bring the fun back to Wild Rift. I think a lot of people at the moment have been, you know, complaining about ranked and complaining about matchmaking and everything like that. This is going to bring the fun back to Wild Rift. And I really, really hope that they keep this as a permanent mode. I really hope so, because keeping this as a permanent mode is going to be so important, I think. So you can see here that there's only 2 teams left. You have myself and you have the Poro team. So that's going to be the next battle, which is going to be with the Poro team. And you can see I could buy stasis. Like, how broken is that? You can buy stasis as well. Now this is cool. Kayn is Shadow Assassin versus Darkened Kayn. So you basically get an extra 1v1 happening at the same time, where both Kayns are actually fighting each other, which are pretty cool. Now I was like, huh, does that mean if I kill the Kayn, do I automatically win the round? No, I don't. I think the Kayn is just like an extra bit of damage, and maybe this only happens in like the 1v1, for example. You can see here we won. Everyone's on minus 20 and 0 HP, which means, hey, we get first place. GG's. I don't know. This mode is going to be so much fun. So much fun. You can see that I was able to like share as well. So you can actually share which augments you got as well. Like, you know, what OP combination you got in terms of augments, which is really cool. It shows your team, it shows your damage and everything else. But there you go. There's all the stats here. You can check everything. You can check all the stats, how many kills your team's got, how much gold, and everything else. Really cool mode. I'm really looking forward to this mode. As I mentioned, I think this is going to bring the fun back to Wild Rift. Let me know what you think of arena mode. Let me know. It looks like you could buy support items as well. Okay, don't buy support items. I hope this gets removed, but don't buy support items. Don't do what these 2 people did and buy support items, because there's no minions, so I don't know. I don't know how that makes any sense. But anyway, I hope you all going to enjoy arena mode. Again, as I mentioned, it's coming out in patch 4.4. I'll probably be doing a lot of content on it with some cool builds, some cool strategies, maybe play with some of you lot as well. And maybe, you know, if custom games is going to be a thing, then maybe do some little custom games thing as well, which is going to be amazing. I cannot wait for this mode to come out. Hopefully you're all going to enjoy this mode as well when it comes out. And as always, I hopefully enjoyed the content. Hopefully I explained everything you need to know about arena mode, so you can get that head start. But I appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.